got to realize, like, this is for you if you recognize that there are times you're just tired, you feel drained for no reason at all. Like, you could legit just be sitting at home, kick back, chilling, but at the end of the day, you're more tired than when the day started. I can tell you now, it's because you have terrible energy management. And it's different from like energy management when you're working out, right? When you're actually up and you're active and you're trying to conserve your energy. No, this is that spiritual, that etheric energy. I'm talking about your actual life force. And your life force gets leaked out in so many different ways. One of the main ways that people don't know about is through your thinking, right? What is it that you occupy your mind with constantly? And if you're always thinking about disempowering situations, if you're always worried or overly stressed about something that you really have no control over, you are going to feel drained. I can't put it any more simply than that. And the reason that happens is because it's like they say, where your attention goes, your energy flows. So if you're sending out your thought energy into this void of nothingness and worry, into an imagined future, of course you're going to feel drained, right? Because that life force energy is real. That chi, that prana, that spirit, whatever you want to call it, is real. And if you don't get it under control, you are not going to have the energy to actually do the things that you want to be doing. You're not going to have the energy to build your life up because you're so scattered, right? If there was one thing I want my brothers to understand today, if there's one thing I want men to understand today, it's this fact that we have to control our energy better. We have to stop putting ourselves in circumstances and situations that are draining us. Because when it comes time to actually put in work, when it comes time to show up for ourselves, we just ain't got it. And then the people around us are looking at us like, hey, you got a lot of potential to be doing great things, but you just don't do it. I don't know why you don't do it. And we don't know why either. Yeah, I'm telling you, when I became aware of this, everything shifted, right? I didn't become a millionaire. I didn't get rich overnight. But just recognizing that, oh, snap, where I'm placing my thought, where I'm placing my attention, where I'm putting my energy is actually going someplace. Right? When you have that awareness, like, oh, snap, I haven't done anything all day, but I'm hella tired. And then you think back over, oh, snap, what was I thinking about today? What was I perseverating over? Where was I sending my spirit? Where was I sending my life energy? And it's like, oh, crap, I've been thinking about this girl who isn't going to call me back. I've been thinking about this situation at work that has nothing to do with me. I've been thinking about these bills or whatever. Right? Whatever the case is. If you can't do anything to actually affect it in the physical 3D world, you don't need to give it any time. If a strategy, if a plan would help you, then by all means, think about it, right? Plan. But that planning and that strategy is the energy actually going into a thing, right? But if you're just sending it out into a void, it's like a vampire, right? Energy vampires are real, and they're not just people. Energy vampires are real, and they are not just people. Another thing that we typically do that drains our energy, apart from worry and overthinking, is simply not pouring back into ourselves, right? This is around the topic of self-care, kinda, but I think it goes a little bit beyond that in the fact that you really have to know who you are. You have to know how you operate. You have to know exactly what fills your cup. Because what fills one person's cup, what fills one guy's cup, isn't going to fill your cup, right? Some guys are refreshed by going out in the woods, just sitting, right? Just walking in the woods being. Somebody else gets refreshed going to the beach. Somebody else gets refreshed actually going out to the bar. Somebody else gets refreshed sitting down with a book, right? Going to the library. Something weird like that, right? Everybody's different, but you have to know who you are. You have to know yourself if you're going to maximize the energy that you have. Because God has given all of us a certain capacity for different things. right? We all have different proclivities. There are different things that we're drawn to. And the things that excite us, right? The things that bring us joy, the things that we feel peaceful around, those are the things that we need to attract to. Those are the things that will actually refill us, although it may actually take some energy from us, right? So for myself, I've recently gotten back into the gym over the last several months. I had been working out kind of off and on, doing different things like walking. I do my push-ups or whatever, but I hadn't been lifting, and I just got that back going. And I'd be tired as crap, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning leaving the gym, but that energizes me for my entire day. For another dude, it probably won't do that, right? Although, I think physiologically speaking, it should, but we're all different, right? Literally every body is different. And because of that fact, you have to be deeply, deeply attuned with who you are, right? You can't take my plan and strategy. You can't take the next man's plan or strategy if you're going to maximize your life. Your life is yours for a particular reason. And if you're looking to somebody else for the answers for your life, I got some bad news for you, bro. I got some bad news for you. There's one more thing, right? The last thing that we need to understand, the last thing that we need to recognize if we're going to maximize our energy and not feel so drained all the time is ultimately, right? And this is kind of coming out of left field a bit. We need to trust God more. All right? We need to trust the Spirit of God more. And here's what I mean. In life, we are creators. Yes, we can manipulate this world to a certain extent. But ultimately, we are a part of a tapestry that we can't see the entire design of. Like, we're merely a thread in the entire quilt. And yes, we create, but we are always co-creating with God.